everybody and welcome to another F1 Manager video, and today the championships could be ours, both the constructors and the drivers could be ours today. The drivers is, I think Max needs to outscore Russell by 7 points. Hang on, let me do the math and I'll come back to you. So if George Russell finishes in the top 6 today, he is world champion. And if we get a certain amount of points over Red Bull, we will also be Constructors champion, which means we'll have a massive target on our backs next year. But let's head into race targets. 10th or above grid ranking, so I'm going to go 9th or above. I'm going to go 8th or above George Russell. Let's head into the race weekend.
Here in Quebec, and we're excited to get underway. On a man-made island in the heart of Montreal is Canada's Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. This unique track circles the outline of the Ile Notre Dame, giving plenty of challenges to our drivers between the tight corners and a long final straight. The last race saw Yuki Tsunoda take the win. The team got everything just right, and when it came down to it, the Japanese driver delivered in style. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Oh, I've not recovered from how the last race ended. We were P1 and P2 basically. Well, no, we're P1 / P2 and P3 all race, because Russell's fighting Tsunoda and they were... And that is the end of FP1, and in this session the order was as follows: Tsunoda, Martins, Alonso, Ricciardo, Norris, Lawson, Gasly, Behrman, Antonelli and Oscar Piastri. This is the season, the penultimate round of the season. I'm very much looking forward to next year and next year's regs, but before we focus on that, we have a title to win. I'll see you at the end of FP2. So the final results in FP2 were as follows: Alonso, Verstappen, Lawson, Piastri, Tsunoda, Norris, Behrman, Albon, Bottas and Nico Hülkenberg. Let's head in to FP3. Is the end of FP3, and the final results were Alonso, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Behrman, Hadjar, Tsunoda, Gasly, Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo. Let's head in to qualifying. Driver's preparation is 94% and 92%. Let's head in to the big show.
Welcome to qualifying. Let's find out if all that practice will pay off for the drivers.
The Circuit Gilles Villeneuve isn't a permanent track, so circuit evolution is high over the Grand Prix weekend. Overtaking is possible, but getting a well-timed lap in qualifying will help any driver.
Now there's been a bit of talk about Sergio Perez of late. How's he going to be feeling, do you think?
They're not looking quite as strong as their teammates, so they've got some ground to make up. A good grid position here would certainly help matters.
So here we are, ready to resume.
And here we are, starting our first lap in Q1. Tyres are actually warm as well, which makes a nice difference. Yugi says, why not sign a rookie as a affiliate for a future driver choice? Yeah, that's good. I just see the affiliates as a bit of a waste of money, to be fair. Like, I could put that budget somewhere else, so why have good affiliates when they don't really mean anything, they don't do anything. All you can really use them for is marketing events. It's a 20.9 and a 21.3 for Perez. It's a 20.9 for Russell as well. It's a very short track, so I imagine the qualifying will be very, very close. Verstappen goes up to the line. It's a 109.7 Perez. It's 4/10 off that, which isn't great. It's only Q1, so it doesn't really matter. But coming around the final chicane, Russell comes up to the line. What is it going to be? It is about a 10th quicker than Perez. And that is the end of Q1. Wow, we really fell down. I wasn't paying attention at the end. But the top 16 that are staying through into Q2 are Alonso, Piastri, Verstappen, Tsunoda, Behrman, Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Perez, Ocon, Perez, Norris, Lawson, Albon, Gasly, Ricciardo, Bortoletto, and knocked out in Q1 is Valtteri Bottas. Isaac Hadjar, Carlos Sainz, Nico Hülkenberg, Jack Doohan, and Logan Sargent plumb line. And here we go, starting our first flying lap in Q2 on the scrub set that we used in Q1. I've sent the drivers out very, very close to each other. Verstappen's also come out, so it's very similar to Q1. But yeah, I've sent them out very close to each other, so hopefully George can get through on one lap, or one of them can get through on one lap. Russell does a 20.6, Perez does a 20.9, so the slipstream is powerful here. Wow, I mean, he's right up behind him. He's actually, is he looking for a move? 20.9 and a 21.3. Perez is on a stinker of a lap. But here he is, Russell with an amazing slipstream. Oh, they're going to fight each other into the last chicane, side by side. Russell overtakes. Russell does a 9.3. Perez is 1.2 seconds off. Verstappen was 4,000 quicker.
We'll box this lap.
Right, starting our final lap in Q2. This is going to be tight to the line. No, we have about 10 seconds to spare. Russell's time is good enough for P3, only 4 thousandths off Verstappen, so I've kept him in the pit lane. But Perez is currently 14th, so he needs better time. So 20.8 in the first sector, so he's a 10th up. That wouldn't gain him any sort of positions whatsoever. He's coming through the chicane. There's an Aston Martin, please get out of the way. Does get out of the way. So 21.2 in the second sector. There's lots of traffic which is getting out of the way. This Ferrari is going to cause a bit of a problem. Coming up to the chicane, it doesn't cause too much of a problem, but up to the line comes Perez. He is through just in P9, only just. And Alonso is actually out, my days. So the top 10 and making it through to Q3 is as follows: Tsunoda, Verstappen, Leclerc, Russell, Piastri, Lawson, Albon, Antonelli, Perez, and Lando Norris. And knocked out was Daniel Ricciardo, Gabriel Bortoleto, Esteban Ocon, Behrman, Gasly, and quickest in Q1, Fernando Alonso, who never got a time together. Liverpool. So starting our first lap in Q3, Perez on scrub tyres that he used on his last lap in Q2. Russell on fresh tyres. There is going to be a Red Bull in the way, because, you know, of course there is. Can't see him. He's got out of the way of both our cars, I think. I don't know how well. They look fairly similarly close. 20.8 and a 20.8. So Perez is narrowly quicker on the scrub tyres. Probably because he's got a little faint bit of a distant toe. Perez does a 21.1. Russell does a 21.2. So they're both on really decent laps. They're going to come round the final corner, up towards the line. What is it going to be? Russell's going to hit the line first and does a 109.7. Perez smashes that by 0.3 of a second. So starting our final lap in Q3, and there's a V-carb that got in front of Verstappen and a McLaren, so he's definitely not getting a tow. And Max, is Max going to make it to the flag? Or I think Max just made it to the flag. Or is that Tsunoda? No, Tsunoda's in the garage, same as Albon and Antonelli. Perez is doing a 20.8 in the first sector, Russell with a 20.7. Russell does a 21.2, Perez does a 21.2 as well, so they're equal in the second sector. Russell needs a big lap here, and they're going to come round the final corner. Piastri's gone up to P2, Russell's going to come up towards the line, and he goes up to P7. Perez stays where he is. But Russell behind Lawson, man, yikes. So the final order on the grid will be Verstappen, Piastri, Tsunoda, Perez, Leclerc, Lawson, Russell, Norris, Albon, and Antonelli. Let's head in to the race.
"70 laps of the Canadian Grand Prix await our drivers here in Montreal."
Named after the legendary Canadian driver, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve has been host to plenty of first-time winners. Lazy, Lewis Hamilton, Robert Kubica, and Daniel Ricciardo all got their maiden victories here.
Gilles Villeneuve is a quick, free-flowing circuit in parts, with a stop-start aspect thrown in for good measure around the chicanes and hairpin bends. Medium-speed downforce will play a large part in avoiding the wall of champions and ensuring success at this iconic track. Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day. Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. And here's George Russell settling in for the race.
Being 7th on the grid gives them a good advantage. This is a great opportunity for points.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? This is it. We're moments away now at the Canadian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And I can confirm it is lights out and away we go. It's been a long time since a McLaren has been on the front row. Perez gets away nicely, gets in front of Tsunoda, his championship rival. How's Russell getting on there? Loses a position. No, maintains position. Norris is going around his outside. We don't need this. We need to be gaining, not losing. Russell maintains position. Perez up into P3. Russell, is he going to try and send one down the inside of Liam Lawson? Up into P6. Lovely little move in front of Liam Lawson. Oh, he tried to throw one to... He throws one to the outside of Piastri and up into P2. Lovely little move. So Perez going to go down the inside of the chicane. Up into P1 for Sergio Perez. Up into P5 for George Russell. And Russell now up into P4. Lovely little move. We'll try and get Piastri into the chicane. Round the outside of Oscar Piastri. Up into P3 for George Russell. And Perez has broken away from the DRS. Run, 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 run. There we go. Russell up in front of Max Verstappen. Oh, I've used too much battery with Perez. But there we go. Perez 2.4 seconds clear of these lot, and Russell up into P2, world champion. How long's a pit stop round these parts? 22 seconds. Verstappen goes round the outside. That is totally fine. He's on the soft tyre. As long as no, Russell gets the DRS. Throws one to the outside. Verstappen was always closing the door. Russell throws one to the inside. Verstappen trying to fight it, but there he goes. Here comes Verstappen with the DRS. Hopefully we won't lose it till about now. And we don't lose it on Piastri as well, hopefully. Yeah, that's finishes cool. P2. Russell would need to finish low, basically. Gets us here, which he is going to do around the outside into the chicane. Nice, then Verstappen gets the DRS. As you do, and Piastri, like I said, pressure dust into turn 1. Can't quite get past him though. There's any need to look through that. Should we go attack? Should we try and get Russell away from Verstappen? Verstappen's going to overtake us much, much earlier in the straight than what he has done previously. Which means we're probably going to lose a place to Piastri here. Which means that pushing is probably going to bite us in the bum. Block Verstappen. Verstappen's now going to come through. But they've lost a little bit of time to Perez. And Verstappen may not even come through as they're fighting throughout the first sector. There we go. Perez has got that gap back up to 3.2 seconds again. There we go. And Russell around the outside. And Russell with the DRS as well. Go. 2.9. I wonder, will the championship be Russell's today? Oh, virtual safety car deployed. This probably means there will be a safety car at some point. It just allows us to look after the tyres a little bit better. Oh dear.
I hit the wall, guys.
Big hit for Ocon. Big hit. Right, VSC has ended. Okay. There we go. Use the battery. Get past Max. Nice. There we go. Verstappen goes past.
Yeah.
Perez is out of battery. Oh, Russell goes around the outside of the chicane. It's because of where we could be coming out. We want to be coming out really in front of Bottas. Car part, and then, you know, like a 50% risk of a DSQ sort of thing. Well, that's probably a bit too in-depth, really, isn't it? Hulkenberg. Verstappen and Russell fighting side by side into the chicane. For them, for sure. Wow, Tsunoda and Verstappen are trying to come past Russell. We'll be having absolutely none of that. We say no. Okay, we say yes. Comes Perez, literally as they were about to get into a second. I think Perez could have done one more lap before he went to a second. 2.3 second stop. Let's just switch that to interval quickly. Perez is going to come out in P12. Yeah, P12. Oh, which they are starting to slowly pit. Oh, there goes Russell round the outside of the car, another car that had DRS, and up into P1. Russell takes the race lead. Oh, Verstappen tries to overtake Russell. Russell lets it happen, but I think he's going to lose DRS. Perez, is he going to lunge Ricciardo? Does lunge Ricciardo. Lovely little move. And now it's Albon on hards. We should have Albon. Around the outside of the chicane. There, into the pits we go. Lovely. Gets on his marks. 2.2 second pit stop. Russell, Perez gets Antonelli. And out we come in. Oh, literally right by Perez.
Now this is Sergio Perez. Can they squeeze by?
Well, they're about to do that stupid pit stop thing, isn't it, aren't they? Yeah, there he goes, doing that stupid pit stop slowdown, and now he's about 3 seconds off Perez. Our rivals to come in to the pits. He goes for mediums. Russell gets Antonelli. Where is Russell going to come out in comparison to Verstappen? Perez will definitely be in front of him. Where is Verstappen? He's there, but he's going to do that slow thing, and off we go, well past him. Get him or don't, I don't care. Just don't do anything funny. Yeah, we go on around the outside. Norris not coming. So he should be even further ahead, but Russell goes in front of Perez. Oh, Perez going around the outside of George Russell. To do this. Oh, there we go. That's how we're going to do it. We're going to overtake one around the outside. Not quite. Russell's now going to overtake Perez. Perez is going to fight Russell and actually shove him off. Wow. Are we going to follow him? No, we're going to... Yeah, we are going to get Piastri around the outside. Into turn 1. There he goes. Russell. Yeah, Russell's going to get him as well, sort of. I think he has lost the DRS though, so... Leclerc comes in, we're cooking. Leclerc does come in. But Russell around the outside of Perez. Just don't leave him vulnerable to Verstappen. Which you haven't quite. Yeah, if this is a DRS train, that works for me. I don't know how Russell didn't get DRS there. But down the inside goes Perez on Russell, and now... Russell now down the inside of turn 1. Will he get down the inside?
Tires are ready.
Yes, he does. Lovely. This could be... Oh! The 2 Red Bulls! The spun!
We've got a yellow flag
They've spun!
here.
Sonoda spun!
Let's see what happened there. Right, we're
Pushing
taking
too
the
hard on
second
those
corner.
softs. And he's spun. They've given
Whoa,
us...
and there it goes.
They've taken him a whole lap to get back in DRS. Well done, guys. Onto Russell. Russell goes around the outside of Perez.
Switch.
Yep, into the pits comes Perez. And Verstappen overtakes Russell. Russell overtakes Verstappen at 2.3 second stop. And Perez is going to be out in... No, he's going to be out behind Piastri because of the stupid pit stop thing that they do. Oh, okay, he's going to be out much behind Piastri. 3 cars to overtake that whole stint. Verstappen is going to come around the outside of George Russell. I don't think I want Carlos to be honest. Oh god, voice crack. There's Russell and Verstappen, the drivers in random cars and, you know, with random engineers and all that stuff. Wait, no, because that will want him to list that. So if we go next up, he's now up into P1 in front of Verstappen. And we are going to come in. And now the Red Bulls take 1-2 as George comes into the pit lane. For a set of soft tyres, 2.3 seconds stop. Piastri is now joining the back of that train as well, which is a bit of a shame. He's going to be out far behind Perez, right? Oh no, he's actually out in front of Perez. Then he... Come on, man. There we go. Round the outside of 1, round the outside of 2. There we go. Perez up into P6, Russell up into P8. And we use a bit of battery off this corner. Hopefully he'll get Ricciardo. Ricciardo's going to try and go around the outside of Perez. Ricciardo doesn't box. Why are you not boxing, man? There we go. Russell around the outside of Ricciardo and almost tried to go down the inside of Perez. Be out 6 seconds behind us. They come into the pits. Russell now overtakes Perez. Yeah, Russell's first stint is what won him this race. Oh, Perez now overtakes Russell. Down the inside. There we go. Lovely little move from Perez. Oh, and now we have a McLaren send. We have a This game's logic is just stupid. 20% fresher tyres and Piastri on 20% worse tyres overtaking us into a corner. Make it make sense. RS is on this exit. There we go. Game logic is game logicking. Come on. No. Literally, it's costing them so much time. There we go. Do not let Norris get you. Do not let Norris get you. Thank you. There we go. Russell around the outside. And now Alonso and Tsunoda into the pits. Tsunoda goes for softs. Alonso goes for softs. This will be. Yeah, it's been an amazing race. Russell and Perez separated by nothing. It was just Russell being stuck in that train longer that done it. But then it was Russell's amazing first stint that got him in the race fight. But it's Perez from Russell and world champions. I completely forgot about that.
Very, very happy.
We are champions of the world.
Into the
Really happy with that.
And that is George Russell, the Drivers' Champion. No stranger to the podium, the Mexican driver now takes his place after another remarkable race.
It gets even better for the team, with both drivers scoring a podium finish this weekend.
And we won the Constructors.
Plenty of smiles for the cameras as the drivers can let off some steam here in Montreal. Well, the title's been firmly in their sights all season, but now the team can finally celebrate their championship win.
And it's not just one title they're celebrating. They've picked up both the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championships, utterly dominant.
And that's it for this weekend's F1 action here in Montreal.
Coming up in the next round is the Sao Paulo Grand Prix as we head to Brazil. Join us next time at Interlagos.
So that was the end race results and Constructors and Drivers Champions. Let's go. It was Perez from Russell, Alonso climbing up 13 positions from 16th. What a race for him. Norris, Piastri, Tsunoda, Leclerc, Verstappen, Lawson, Ricciardo. And then the championship, Perez overtakes Tsunoda, is 15 points clear of him and is tied with Verstappen going into the final round. So that is all my focus is on, is getting P2 in the championship. And we are Constructors Champions and Drivers Champions. And in the Pit Stop Championship we got 4 points, which keeps us a very respectable P6 in the standings, you know, middle of the road. We definitely did get our positions that we needed. So let's head in back to the main menu. 3 bits of research complete in 4 days. That is brutal. Research complete on the side pods.